Hi there, thanks for finding this video and I hope you're having a great day. So as you may have noticed, I haven't made a video in over a month now. I got caught up and I wasn't really feeling well spiritually these last few weeks, and I'll get more into that. I'm doing okay by God's grace, but there was, like all of last month and the weeks prior, there was just a drought happening in my spiritual life, and I wasn't really feeling like my videos had the Spirit of God in them, and that's really important to me. I wanted to make sure that my spirit is like aligned with my faith and what God is teaching me and what God is using me for. My mind just got a little clouded. Are my motives to just pump out content, or am I actually aligning my spirit with God's spirit and making sure that He is the number one reason why the video is being made, the reason why the study is being made, to glorify Him and to encourage others. I just felt like I kind of got off the path. I was kind of struggling with some personal things where I felt so ill-equipped, and I was really struggling with a lot of discouragement and doubt in the last few weeks, and so that compiled with the fact that I wasn't really aligning my spirit with God's spirit in relation to making content on this channel. So I just took a pause. I was like, hiatus, and just realign, and I had to recenter. And so that's why I haven't made a video in a while. Let's get to the topic of this video. The topic being doubt and discouragement. I wanted to talk about that because that's obviously fresh in my mind, kind of aligning with what I've been going through. There's a lot of cats in the background, so I am sorry about that. I also got a haircut, so new me spring. All right, so struggling with doubt. I kind of alluded to it as I was talking about, my reason why I hadn't made a video. I was really struggling with my occupation. I was feeling really overwhelmed, just in my workplace. There was so much going on, and I just was feeling so ill-equipped to do my job, and I was feeling so discouraged that I wasn't able to do it. And I don't know if anybody has been there before, feeling like, you went to school or you got your diploma or whatever, you did your training to do this job, and all of those years of training or all those years of university or whatever it was, you just feel like, wow, I am so ill-equipped to do this. Like, I can't do it. And just feeling that emptiness, like it's so real, and I was feeling it, and I have been feeling it. I can have moments where I'm just like, man, I'm doing my job so well. I'm like, man, God has blessed me with knowing what the heck I'm doing, and then something happens, and it's just a instant to the bottom. And I'm just like, I can't do this job. I would imagine that this is a normal human experience, feeling like you just can't do what you're either called to do when you feel discouraged. And so that was one of the doubts that I was having during this spiritual drought that I was going through. To turn it on its head, I want to share about like what God was telling me in that. Number one is that I wasn't alone in feeling this. It took me a while to really allow God to minister to me, but it kind of happened in gradual, spaces, just like small little prayers every now and then at the workplace. Before I went to work, I was like, God, I just really need you to show up for me. I need you to help me be productive. I need you to just help me be confident in what I'm doing. And I just slowly started to notice that every time I prayed that prayer, God was always faithful to give me some peace about that day and what was happening in that day. I did always end up feeling better. That was, one of the things that was helping me, was praying and just being brutally honest with God, just like, I know you call me to do this job, but heck, do I ever feel like I can't do it? I truly believe that it's those, insecure, raw, genuine, authentic moments in prayer. Like, not only does it like get you in the right space to receive from God, but it also just like, it's like, I guess it is really like being at the end of your rope. And that's when you hear God the most. It's like when you as a physical person are not like working toward plan B or plan C or plan B, because your mind is not focused on, okay, all right, plan A didn't work, all right, let's go to plan B, all right, let's go to plan C. You're actually at a space when you feel like, I don't know what to do. And then God is like, all right, are you gonna listen to me now? Right? And so that's when, it hit. I will completely admit that I am that kind of person that really is, keen to do the work as I think it should be done. And I'm going to push through. I'm going to push through until I feel like I really can't anymore. And God is working on me, and he's working on me through these moments that I'm talking about in my life where I feel like I can't do it or whatever not. And God teaches me that, like, you know what? I'm here for you. You just call out my name and I will help you. And God has been teaching me that very slowly and gradually, that he provides, he equips me for every good work, as 2 Corinthians 9:8 says. I actually have it written here, so I'll just might as well read the whole thing. 2 Corinthians chapter 9 verse 8, Paul is saying this: God is able to make all grace abound to you, so that having all sufficiency in all works at all times, that you may abound in every good work. So there's just so many words there, but in general, what he's saying is that God gives you the grace and the ability to do every good work that he has either called you to do or that you do in his name. I know there's a verse that says, like, do things as if you're doing them for God. And so, like, while my occupation, my daily 9 to 5 isn't like, God oriented, but the mindset that I have to take is that I'm doing it for God. God is in everything, right? Even in the mundane 9 to 5, and inviting him into that space is a responsibility. He wants to be invited into that, and so I invited him in after, a few trial and error, but I got through by his grace. And that's what this verse is talking about, is inviting him in and saying, he's able to give you the grace to do every good work, and do it not only for his glory, but for your glory too, for your prosperity and success in this world. That was one area that, God was working on me in regard to doubt. I also just didn't feel like I was doing everything that God wanted me to do, especially in like discipleship. One place where me and God are right now is that I need to be a disciple. And I had thought I would be a good disciple in this format, being a YouTube content maker. And I did feel peace about my spirit in that way, but I do feel like there's more to it. I can't hide behind a camera and a microphone and hope that that's the best I can do. Like, that's the best I can do to tell people my testimony and tell people about Christ. And Jesus implores us to go out into all the world and preach his gospel and share and be witnesses to the testimony of his salvation. He's wanting us to put our best and do all that we can to the best of our abilities. And so while this YouTube format is good and is a great way that I can share my testimony in video format and in my creative, productive way, there's more. And I know I have been called to other kinds of ministry, like also music ministry, being a worship leader at my local church. There's that way that I can minister, but I always felt like I could do more in ministry. Like I could, I don't even know, but I just felt like there was more, and I felt like I wasn't doing what God wanted me to do. And I felt really sad. Like, why can't I go evangelize? Why can't I walk up to a stranger and say, hey, y'all know Jesus? Like, I wish I had the confidence, right? And I felt like lesser than. Some verses that really encouraged me when I was feeling these things was 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 3, when it says, his divine power has given us everything required for life and godliness through the knowledge of him who called us by his own glory and goodness. And so what that verse is really saying is that by his divine power, he has given us everything, or at least has opened up the door for us to receive everything required for righteousness, godliness, everything that we need to do well by God, including evangelism. And that is through knowledge of him and his word, reading his word, and getting to know him. And so I was really encouraged by that verse. I kind of feel silly for struggling with doubt and discouragement in my abilities, because this is something that me and God have been working on for a while. I was always feeling like, man, I can't do this. I'm not smart enough. I'm not smart enough to get a degree. Well, God pushed me through and got me 2 degrees. God, I'm not smart enough to get the job in the occupation field that I really want. Well, he got me a job. I'm still struggling, and God is always patient. He's so patient to get me through every little lesson that I have to learn, to just trust in him, trust in his power, trust in his providence, and trust in his love. Like he does all the things that he does for us because he loves us. I will leave you and I will bless you with this verse in Joshua chapter 1, verse 9. Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened, and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. I hope this encourages you, and I will see you in the next video, or whatever I make. Oh my gosh, that was exactly what PewDiePie says. That's weird. Thanks for watching. Bye.